For those of you who follow me over the years, you know how much I like the verticals concept, and this one here is going to be found in the gun trail offset. Pretty nice play to go ahead and run, especially to attack a lot of the zone coverages. In this particular one, we're going to attack cover 3 coverage and have some success with it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the pass routes, and we'll continue on with this one. Now, this one only has 3 receivers running deep routes, at least initial. That's why it's not called 4 verticals, rather now it's called verticals, because you only have 3. And as you look on your screen here, you're going to have these 3 receivers. So we got the outside receiver here. We're going to call him the split in again as he runs that vertical route down the left sideline. And to the inside of him, you got the middle slot receiver. He runs this kind of a, we'll call it, like I said, I kind of like to call this a skinny post. You could just call it a go route. I guess he kind of goes to the inside, but we're going to go ahead and call it that. And then the inside slot receiver, now he runs a deeper crossing route into this area here. I don't know if you want to call that a crossing route either, but that's what we're going to go ahead and go with. And you can see on your screen right there that that's the receiver a lot of times I'll throw to whenever I run this play. And then you have the tight end. Now the tight end is going to go ahead and run this 5-yard out route. And let's go ahead and clear the illustration on that. And he's going to run this 5-yard out route here, as you see on your screen. So against man coverage, depending on who he's matched up against, a lot of times he may be open where you can throw that pass to him and complete it. And then, of course, in the backfield, we're going to have this running back. He's going to come out of the backfield and kind of run this out route as well. He's going to come in this area here, and then he's going to go across the field in there. We're going to make a couple hot route adjustments and change things up just a little bit with this play as we go through it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the defensive coverages. As you can see on your screen here, so we're going to look at it. Again, this is against cover 3 coverage. Now, here's the hot route adjustments that we want to make here. First one we're going to go ahead and do is hot route that's tied in on a fade route, and you'll see why here in just a minute. I'll explain that to you. So you can see right there on your screen, there's the tight end. He's been hot routed on the fade route. We're also going to make another hot route adjustment. Let's go ahead and do that, and I want to talk about that one here too as we go through the play, and you'll see it. We're going to hot route this running back as you look at it on a curl route. So again, he's going to be hot routed on a curl route, and we'll explain that when we run the play, because I think it'll make more sense to why I'm doing this. So let's go ahead and continue with this play. And the next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and put the tight end in motion out there towards the right. Now let's go ahead and talk about what we're doing here before we actually run the play, and then you can kind of get a better understanding of what I'm doing here. I don't want to do something and not explain to you why we're doing it. So what we got here is earlier we hot routed the tight end on a fade route. Now the idea of this is why we motioned him outside. First we went ahead and motioned him to the outside here, right? Now, one of the reasons we did that is we want to create some spacing. We could run the play as is with the tight end running that fade route or seam route down the right hash marks. However, by sending him in motion to the outside and having him have a fade route attached to it, what he's going to do is he's going to make this corner drop further and get wider. He's going to get wider away from where that inside receiver is running that crossing route that we talked about earlier. So this defender is going to come further inside. So we're trying, or excuse me, further outside into this area here. We're trying to create some spacing to make sure that this receiver here gets even more open than if we were to have the tight end run his route down and, excuse me, have our tight end, I'm going to clear that, have our tight end run this route. So here's this guy again, the inside slot receiver. So if the tight end was to run his route down in this area here, well, you can see we don't get as much spacing. We're going to have another receiver in this area. We don't want that. We want to get him out of there. So that's one of the reasons we create the tight end as far as hot routing him on that route and motion him out wide, because we want to create more spacing into that area there. As far as what the running back goes, the reason that we hot route him on a curl route, and if you guys ain't done anything with me in the last probably 5 or 6 years, I like to try to create open spacing by doing different things, and this is one of the things I'm going to do here. By him running this curl route, this is going to force this hook zone defender, who normally would drop back here because there's nobody in his area, will be forced to come up and cover this running back who's running that curl route. If that running back was not running that curl route and he was running his other route where he goes and breaks out towards the outside, then that defender would not be held accountable in this area here. That means he could sink back. Now, I'm not saying he won't sink back on occasion. He may allow the running back to stay open, be open on that curl route, and he may sink back. But if that does happen, then as the quarterback, as we're dropping back here, we're reading him. If he stays up here, then we know this guy's probably going to be open. When I say this guy, this inside slot receiver is going to be open here. If the defender drops back and goes ahead and covers this area here, so he drops back and he's going to go ahead and cover our receiver there who's running that crossing route, and he gets in this area here, then we know that the running back, as he comes out of the backfield in this corner route, is probably going to be open where we can just simply dump it off to him and pick up 4 or 5 yards and feel pretty good about what we picked up. So that's the idea of that as far as with this particular play. Now, something else I can tell you, against cover 2 coverage, you're probably going to have one of the outside receivers open. More than likely, the receiver you're going to find open is going to be this guy here on the outside against cover 2, so you might look for him. This particular concept, what I'm showing here, probably won't really work against cover 4 because you have 4 deep defenders, and plus chances are, even if you have that running back running that route underneath, there's a good chance that he's going to be covered by that hook zone defender. So against cover 4 it gets a little more trickier, but against cover 2 and cover 3 you should find him open. So let's go ahead, or somebody open, at least against that coverage, those type of coverages. Let's go ahead and run it and take a look at it, and you'll see what I mean here. There he goes, right up there, leaves that guy open. Bam, we got a nice big long play there. Let's go ahead and rewind this a little bit because I want to talk about more what I was just going over. So there's the motion, and you can see right there. Let's go ahead and run the play here, and then what you're going to see here is what I was talking about. First off, let's stop it right there. Okay, as you look at it, you're going to notice that this hook zone defender is starting to drop back, and that's going to be a problem. If he was to continue to drop back, he's going to cover this route, and we probably ain't going to find that guy open. But then, as you look, you're going to see that the running back's right here. He's come out on that curl route that we hot routed him on. So guess what? Now that defender has to defend 2 receivers. Does he defend this guy here or this guy here? So he's only one guy. He can't defend them both. And we're going to put him in a bind here. And that's what you're seeing on your screen here. So this is what's going to happen. He comes up, as you see on there. It's going to rewind it just a little bit. He comes up, such as what you see on your screen. You can see him covering this area here. Bam. That leaves this guy wide open for us to go ahead and make that throw deep, such as what we're showing on our screen for a big play. And something else, let's go back and rewind one last thing here. Remember we talked about the tight end running that seam route? Well, guess what? By him running that seam route, this corner out here, way out here, is not in anywhere positioned to make a play. There's no way he's going to get all the way inside here to try to defend this. He's too far out, because by us motioning that tight end out wide, that clears him out further out wide, creating more spacing where that ball can be completed, such as you're seeing on your screen right there. Matter of fact, as you look at it, look who comes into the screen at the very last second. But he's too late. He can't do anything about it as far as that corner, because he has to go out and cover the tight end first. So hopefully this gives you a better insight to why I did the hot routes with this particular play and explained it to you, why this play can be effective against cover 3 coverage, and why I like to run it, and why it's one of my favorite plays to go deep with. The name of the play is called Gun Trio Offset Verticals.